Journeying with Jesus to the cross and beyond. Today we are looking at John chapter 19, verse 1 to 16. Then Pilate took Jesus and had him flogged. The soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head. They clothed him in a purple robe and went up to him again and again, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they slapped him in the face. Once more Pilate came out and said to the Jews gathered there, "Look, I am bringing him out to you to let you know that I find no basis for a charge against him." When Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, Pilate said to them, "Here is the man." As soon as the chief priests and their officials saw him, they shouted, "Crucify, crucify!" But Pilate answered, "You take him and crucify him. As for me, I find no basis for a charge against him." The Jewish leaders insisted, "We have a law, and according to that law he must die, because he claimed to be the Son of God." When Pilate heard this, he was even more afraid, and he went back inside the palace. "Where do you come from?" he asked Jesus. But Jesus gave him no answer. "Do you refuse to speak to me?" Pilate said. "Don't you realize I have power either to free you or to crucify you?" Jesus answered, "You would have no power over me if it were not given to you from above. Therefore the one who handed me over to you is guilty of a greater sin." From then on, Pilate tried to set Jesus free, but the Jewish leaders kept shouting, "If you let this man go, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who claims to be a king opposes Caesar." When Pilate heard this, he brought Jesus out and sat down on the judge's seat at a place known as the Stone Pavement, which in Aramaic is Gabbatha. It was the day of preparation of the Passover. It was about noon. "Here is your king," Pilate said to the Jews. But they shouted, take him away, crucify him." "Shall I crucify your king?" Pilate asked. "We have no king but Caesar," the chief priest answered. Finally, Pilate handed him over to them to be crucified. There are four people in this story: Pilate, the mocking soldiers, the chief priests, who are the Jewish leaders, and then the crowd. The soldiers mocked Jesus. They were ordered by Pilate to flog him, to undertake a whipping. They went over and above what they were ordered to do. They had no respect for who he was. They poked fun at him, giving him a purple robe, which was reserved for royalty, to laugh at him in cruel irony. We see later in this story the acknowledgement from one of the soldiers that Jesus truly was the Son of God. No one is beyond seeing Jesus' majesty. As Spurgeon said, "Let us offer to Christ Jesus the real homage that these men pretended to offer him." The Jewish leaders believed Jesus was guilty of blasphemy and therefore treason by claiming to be the Son of God. They had seen him perform miracles, but didn't believe he was who he had shown himself to be. They listed many accusations and pleaded with Pilate to order Jesus to be killed. Are we the same? God is at work in the world around us and in our lives, but are we seeking ways to find him guilty of things he has not done, relating to matters that we don't understand? The crowd didn't recognize Jesus, who he was, and followed what was being encouraged by the Jewish leaders. They had a herd mentality. Are we afraid of thinking differently and standing out from the crowd to give Jesus' story the time and respect he deserves and he asks for? Finally, Pilate. He only had a small army and was most concerned about keeping the peace. He found no guilt in Jesus and no reason to condemn him to death, but he wavered. He was frightened of having a riot which would be reported to Caesar, costing him his job and his hope for personal advancement. Pilate's reaction abandons what he knew was right, compromising and walking away from Jesus. He was more concerned and afraid for his own well-being. What's our reaction to this part of the Easter story? We, of course, know how this story ends, but do we trust Jesus now and the promises and claims he's made on our lives to shape our story? Look out for our next video tomorrow as we journey with Jesus to the cross and beyond.